I am Larry Elder. We are ReliefFactor.com studio. I'm talking to the filmmaker of America's Forgotten. Her name is Namrata Singh Jugal. She's a filmmaker and an immigrant, and her film talks about the unintended consequences of our immigration system. One of them is that illegal aliens push down wages for people who are here legally. Oscar in Ventura, California, wants to comment on that. Oscar, you're on with Namrata Singh Jugal and Larry Elder.
Oh, it's Carlos.
I thought I said Carlos.
Great interview.
I thought I said Carlos. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I think you said Oscar, but that's all right. Okay. No worries. So, this tsunami of immigration, and the tsunami is not just legal, but it's illegal. Not just illegal, but illegal too. They both drive down real wages, and at the same time, they drive up the cost of living, the cost of housing, the cost of space, which puts people into tent camps. The combination of those, combined with a minimum wage, seems to be designed. It might as well be designed to put people on welfare, drive people into poverty, make us work like sled dogs. You can't, basically just have to tread water. I don't understand why we don't have a real guest worker program where the people who come are actually guests and they make a bunch of money, 1,000 times more than they could make in their own country where they're coming from, maybe for 3 or 5 years at the most.
Well, Carlos, thank you very much for the call. In fact, Namrata, you mentioned that as one of the solutions in your film.
Yes, Carlos is absolutely correct. So one of the things that I did was, as we were investigating around the world, I thought to myself, there's got to be countries that have done it smarter. And it's not one country, there's several countries in the world that do exactly what Carlos is suggesting. They have a guest worker program where people come in, they're not allowed to partake in the welfare benefits. There is no pathway to citizenship. Mm-hmm. The great way of doing that is when they earn all this money, as Carlos pointed out, they're earning so much more when you convert it to their local currency. When they send it back, they're able to invest it directly in their communities. And, one of the things that we talk about when Biden decided to unravel everything is, we got to help these countries. We got to give them more economic aid so they can rise up. The problem with doing that is when you give all of that economic aid to some of these countries in the third world, it all goes to the deep pockets, to the rich politicians, never makes it down to the communities. When you get guest workers coming in, they invest directly in their communities, so you're helping the country back home, and you're helping the United States without sharing in any of the welfare benefits that we need for Americans now. There's so many Americans hurting right now.
The film is called America's Forgotten. It's available on Salem now today. America's Forgotten. You can get 20% off if you use my promo code Larry. Namrata, another thing that puzzled me in your film, you show the border wall, the one that was being constructed, and you show how much open space there is where there's virtually nothing. People just can come in and just come across the border with no fence, no nothing. Why is anybody paying a coyote, if it's that easy for Mexicans anyway, to get into America?
I think the entire border is so, if you will, ruled by the cartels and coyotes. It's not just a function of coming across the border. Cartels and coyotes, their presence is everywhere. Mm-hmm. They will literally stop you. I think there's a whole system here that's an underground system that we don't even realize exists on the border. If you talk to any of the Border Patrol officers, and I was actually at different checkpoints off the record speaking to a lot of people, it's amazing that we allow the cartels to run our southern border, which is what is happening. The cartel and coyotes are running the United States southern border, and that is why people have to pay them to come to the border, because you know what? They're the kings of the border.
Real quickly, Namrata, we only have a few seconds left. So the winners here are the coyotes themselves, the employer who hire illegal aliens under substandard wages, and taxpayers are the losers, and the illegal themselves are the losers.
Well, and one more, and I'm very ashamed to say this as a Democrat, but it's the Democratic Party being a big winner in all of this, because that's the only conclusion I can reach. It's expanding the voter base. It's getting more people in here, because first-time immigrants, first-time voters will, by a large percentage, vote Democratic.
Well,
and it's shameful that we're doing this for the power and the vote, and we're basically selling out the American people. It's not okay.
Now, Robert, we're going to have to leave it there. Next time I talk to you, I'm going to ask you why you remain a registered Democrat. Thank you so much. Your film was amazing. Thank you so much. I honestly appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry.
You got it.